Mm-mm. Yes, indeedy. Back again. Back again for another episode of Day in the Life, Daily Routine. Is that what I'm calling it? Yeah. Listen, this is my daily routine. Every single day I get up and I call the new expired listings. I'm going to repeat this until I'm blue in the face or as blue as my shirt. Once upon a time, we were able to call on absentee owners, circle prospecting, and things like this, and we would get business faster. This is not to say that those leads or those approaches are um, no longer effective because they very much are. You can still get long term business before then. You should always be working on two. You should always be working on right now business and long term business. Now, whether that long term business comes from constantly calling on absentees or just doing some circle prospecting, or you can also focus your long-term prospecting on your client retention. What does that mean? Like past clients, past sellers, past buyers, things of that nature, right? So whether you're doing something like a weekly email or you're mailing out quarterly CMAs or monthly, doing some monthly market reports, things like that. These are people that know you, like you, trust you. They've worked with you, and you can easily connect with them. They're more likely to read or at least pay some level of attention to what you're sending them, whether that be email, direct mail. I'd always recommend a mixture of both, right? So you choose. You choose what it is that you want to do, right? Whether you want to constantly be kind of cold calling and trying to build that pipeline of those leads, absentees, circle prospecting, things like that, or focus on the clients that you've worked with, right? That you can build, continue to build that relationship or already have that relationship with, and you can then go from there and gain referrals, repeat business, things like that, right? Right now in the market that we're in, it's more important than ever to be reaching out to get right now business. Long term business is going to take even longer, right? So if you're looking for a paycheck, you have one of two options. You can either go out there and get a listing now by calling for sale by owners, expired listings, pre foreclosures, things like that. People that need to sell, right? Find people with a need, understanding what the inch cycle is for those folks, reaching out, connecting, and possibly setting an appointment and getting a listing. The other piece to that is that you can also look at working with buyers, right? However, here's the problem with working with buyers: it's time sensitive, right? Not time sensitive, but uh, time extensive. I don't know what the right the right word is. Bottom line is they take up a lot of your time, right? And even now, more so than ever, with interest rates going crazy, you just never know what can happen, right? Now, of course, it takes a lot longer for a listing to sell now, but it's even going to take longer for a buyer to buy now because they have more options out in the market. Interest rates are going crazy, so they may be a little bit on the fence, and uh, and it might be something that takes a little bit more time. Plus, driving all over town, showing properties and things of that nature. Buyers still need representation. Not saying don't work with buyers, but choose the buyers that you work with. Me personally, I prefer to work with buyers who are also selling a property, and so by making calls like this, you come across those kind of buyers more often. It's also great working with buyers because working with buyers gives you the opportunity to continue to reach out and work that past client list. If you know where they moved into and you can mail them, you can celebrate with them at the closing that they just bought a house. It's very emotional, things like that. Sellers, it's always a little bit different, right? If you're working with a seller, let's say that seller is moving out of state, chances are you keep on sending them stuff, and after a while it's kind of like out of sight out of mind, right? It's just human nature, right? Like I've got a ton of sellers that I've worked with that have moved from here in Minnesota out to Texas and things like that. And you continue to send them stuff, and unless you've made a super strong connection with them and they have uh a good like network here in your local market, and they can reach out to people and say, hey, if you're thinking about selling or buying, reach out to Blake or you, whoever it may be. Then after a while, what happens is you see that unsubscribe come through. You know what I mean? And it also doesn't make sense for you to continue to keep them up to date on the local market and things like that because they're in a new market. All right. So that's quick little my quick 5 minute intro to talk about the market, talk about what you should be doing in your business, where you should be focusing. And I'm focusing solely on expired and canceled listings at the moment. Um, Later on this month, like after the holidays, I'm going to start pulling lists of for sale by owners and calling through them once a month. But right now, just like yesterday, I ended up with 7 new expired and canceled listings that I'm about to call. And we're going to see what happens. Here we go. Call number one. You probably will not hear, you're not going to hear what's going on in the on the other side of the call, but my calls and scripts are so simple, you'll understand what's happening. Hi, Jason. This is Blake Wallace with Wallace Realty Group. My phone number is 612-643-9379. I'm giving you a call because I understand you've been trying to sell your property on 106th Street here in Bloomington. I wanted to know if you'd be open to interviewing a new agent at this time. If that's something that you want to do, give me a call back at 612-643-9379. Thank you. Quick little voicemail. Save that. Now, some people might think I'm crazy, but a lot of times when I'm calling people and I leave a voicemail, if I hear them say the name that's listed as the owner on the voicemail, then I'm not going to try to call the other numbers that come through. Um, because a lot of times those other numbers are like their kids and stuff like that. And, you end up talking to somebody that just doesn't make sense to talk to. So I take a look at here in My Plus Leads, who's the owner. They pull up that information. If there's an owner one and owner two, I'll call both owners. But other than that, I try to just reach out. And numbers for, if I have multiple phone numbers for the owner, then I'll try all the numbers that they have listed for the owner. So that's how I work that out. Hi, Leslie. This is Blake Wallace with Wallace Realty Group. My phone number is 612-643-9379. Giving you a call because I understand you've been trying to sell your property on Blaylock Way, and I was wondering if you were open to interviewing another agent at this time. I've worked with several sellers like yourself, and I think you'll find it beneficial if we spoke. So go ahead and give me a call back at 612-643-9379. Again, that's 612-643-9379. Thank you. Now, again, there's two numbers listed here, but that number, that voicemail, said the seller's name. It said who the owner was. So mark that as a voicemail. Save it. Now, as I'm going through these calls and I'm leaving these voicemails, anybody that I don't contact the first time, they're going to get a call back from me once a week, right? So I'm going to be pull a list of the people that were not contacted and give them a call once a week. The only people that make it into my CRM are people that I've spoken with and either set a callback appointment with or an appointment with, and those are considered warm leads to me. All of the other folks um, have that have said no or don't answer, they're going to stay right here in my plus leads until I transfer them over to my CRM because they're going to get called again as an old expired on the weekly call. I'm going to call them back like every. I'm going to end up calling them back every what 1 week for about a month. Then I'll call them back monthly, and then they end up getting hit after the holidays and before the spring. All right, so that's the spiel there. Let's see what we got here. Next, call number 3. Hi, this is Blake Wallace with Wallace Realty Group. Giving you a call because I understand you've been trying to sell your property on East 21st Street South here in Minneapolis. And I was wondering if you'd be open to interviewing a new agent at this time. If that's something that you want to do, go ahead and give me a call back at 612-643-9379. Again, that's 612-643-9379. Thank you. Sweet. Now, this is funny. I've seen this Inspire listing pop up a couple times already. Oh well. See if they're ready to interview another agent. I also know the listing agent, which is pretty funny too. Hi, this is Blake Wallace calling with Wallace Realty Group. We haven't spoken before, but is now a bad time to talk? Yes, this is Blake with Wallace Realty Group. I was calling about a property on Yale Place, number 403. Yes, well, I understand that you've been trying to sell that property. Is that correct? You did. Okay, gotcha. Well, what happened there? You just gave up on it? I see. Okay. Would there be any possibilities if you tried? Trying it again, maybe in the next 12 months or so. Yeah, really, the reason I'm reaching out is just to see if you'd be open to interviewing another agent at this time. Sure, thank you. Not interested. So that's a contact. Um, Here's what happened there. Gave her a call. She owns several properties. It's a condo. Condos in Minneapolis have been tough, and she said that she's not looking at selling at this time. She owns several properties. She decided that she's just going to keep this one and live in it. If she's able to afford it, she can do that. Good for her. I don't push that hard. She asked if I wanted to be her next agent. I said, really, the reason why I'm calling is because yes, basically, I was wanted to see if you wanted to interview another agent at this time. I know who she worked with. The other agent is definitely a great agent. They know the Minneapolis condo market for sure. Um, they've been working with condos for as long as I have, and so, but she just said, I'm really not going to be selling. And I always try to ask the questions. Have you thought about? Would you try to relist it within the next 12 months or so? Maybe, maybe not. But here's what'll happen. This person is going to get because they were contacted, they're going to get a thank you note from me. Thanks for your time on the phone. If anything changes, let me know. I'll call them back twice a year. Easy as that. It's not going to be one that goes into my CRM. Not going to weigh my CRM down with that. All right, so we got Terry and Joe that I'm about to call now. Also, going back and forth and testing out these two different scripts with that approach. I call the intro to my call the approach, and that is now a bad time. Sometimes it works really well. Some days I see that it's just kind of weird. It's kind of off-putting, and people just jump in and they're kind of with their guard up, as opposed to the other high probability script where I'm just getting directly to the point, asking for who I want to speak with, and then getting into the reason for my call. So I'm gonna jump back into that high probability script on this call. Here we go. Call the landline first. See who answers. Hello, this is Blake Wallace calling with Wallace Realty Group, giving you a call about a property on Larch Lane North. I understand you've been trying to sell that property. I wanted to know if you were open to interviewing another agent at this time. If that's something that you want, give me a call back at 612-643-9379. Again, that's 612-643-9379. Thank you. Yeah, buddy. It's a couple numbers for these folks. So I'm gonna hit them up on the cell phone, see if I can reach them. if that's the right number. Hi, Terry. This is Blake calling with Wallace Realty Group. I was giving you a call because I understand you've been trying to sell your property on Larch Lane North here in Plymouth. And I wanted to know if you were open to interviewing another agent at this time. If that's something that you want, give me a call back at 612-643-9379. Again, that's 612-643-9379. Thank you. Voicemail City today. He just got a message on his landline and his cell phone and his cell number. So uh, I will not call the rest of the numbers. They got his wife's number on here too. I'm not going to give her a call. If you leave a voicemail, they're listening to the voicemail. They know who you are. They got your number. It's better off to let that go and then call them again in about a week or so. You know what I mean? If they don't end up calling you back. Two landlines on there? One of these got to be bad. Hi, this is Blake calling with Wallace Realty Group. Is now a bad time to talk? Is now a bad time to talk? This is Blake with Wallace Realty Group. Yes, Wallace Realty. Yes. Well, I was calling in regards to a property at 114th Lane Northeast. Is that your property? Yeah. Well, the reason I was giving you a call is I understand you've been trying to sell that property, and I was wondering if you'd be open to interviewing another agent at this time. Yes, my name is Blake Wallace. It actually looks like your property came off the market unsold this morning. Came up as an expired listing in the system, and I was calling to see if you were open to interviewing another agent. Yeah. Okay. Yep. My phone number is 612 643 9379. Mm-hmm. Yep, Blake Wallace, and the company I'm with is Wallace Realty Group. Yeah, Ace. Yep, you got it. My office is located right out of Minneapolis, and I service the Hennepin County, Anoka County area. Yep. Oh no, really? Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I have. Well, I've seen pictures of it online. It looks like a really good property. I'm actually surprised that it didn't sell in the time that it was on the market. Yep. Hmm. And the land looks beautiful. Um, hmm. They got the helmets on them. Yeah, granite countertops in the kitchen, right? It looks like there's granite in the kitchen. Nice fireplace. Sure. Okay. Yep. Right. Absolutely. Would it be okay? Would it be okay if I went to take a look at it like either today or tomorrow? Okay. Mhm. Oh, really? Okay. So you're selling that, is that that come with the house or that's separate? Sure. Nice, nice. Well, for this property here, on 114th Lane, did you, while it was on the market, did you get any offers? Wow. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And that the deck looks absolutely amazing. It's huge too. So I was looking at that as well. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'd love to see it. I hear him in the background. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I like to see it. I like to see it to take a walkthrough of it, and then and see if there's a possibility if you guys would want to interview another agent, is to take a different approach in getting it sold for you guys. My agency is, I own my own, so I'm the managing owner and managing broker of my company, Wallace Realty Group. Um, Wallace Realty Group. Yeah. So locally owned and operated by myself here in Minneapolis, and I service the Hennepin and Anoka County areas as well. Wow. Yep. Okay. Yeah, that's what it looks like. So it popped up in the system as an expired listing today. So I'm not quite sure what was going on there. I'm not sure if you've heard from your agent or not, whether or not they will be coming off the market at this time. But yeah, as of now, it popped up as an expired listing. Yep. Yeah. For sale, it's between 1 and 5%, depending on the details of the sale. Yep. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. 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 No, that sounds good. I'd love to be able to help you guys out, and if I can go and see the property, that'd be amazing. I'll take a look at it and then kind of run a new updated valuation for you guys, and then if we can talk a little bit at another time, then I can just kind of let you know what my services include and see if that's something that you want. Yeah, that sounds good. Thanks so much. Bye now. All right. So here's the thing: be brief, be gone, right? But once you get somebody on the phone, if they want to talk, let them talk. Slow down, right? That lady was confused in the beginning, didn't know what was going on. This is a $700,000 property that can potentially be coming up. She didn't know that it was expired, and it was on the market for about 60 days. Um, she didn't know it had come off the market at all, which could be a bad sign for the agent if he didn't say anything. Now the price point puts it at a point where yes, it's going to take a little while longer to sell, right? And so she said that she's going to get back to me and let me know if that's a property that I can get into and go see, and then talk and then give them a call back. They live in Florida now, and this house is a really big house, and it looks like it's something that they're trying to get rid of. So I didn't take a ton of notes because while I was on the phone, I pulled up the listing and I was looking through the disclosures while she was talking, and they filled out the disclosures pretty thoroughly there, so I was able to see literally everything she was telling me about, and and it sounds like I said, it's a really good opportunity. So today's Wednesday. If I don't hear back from them, I'm going to give them a call back on Friday morning, probably around this same time, and it's going to be a phone call. All right. So now this one, of course, is going to go over to my CRM. What's the number that I just called? Make sure I sync it up right. 5671821. There we go. So while that syncs up, I've got one more call to make. Check that off. That's going to be a warm lead. I may go preview the property today. Uh, it's about a 35, 40-minute drive from me, which is all right. Um, but again, you make the connection. You let people talk, you make the connection. So that's just going to sync up for a second here. It takes a little bit of time. And then I'll make my last call. She said that she's going to try to get back to me this morning. Um, and what she'll probably do is she'll probably start changing my hours for when people call me back, but they probably won't. My hours on the line that I'm calling from is a Ring Central line, and I can set business hours, and it's 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. So if she gives me a call back before then, she'll get pushed to the voicemail, and she'll give me a call back, but it'll give me an email that I got a new voicemail. That's sync. What's the deal here? I'll check on that later. Make this last call. Straight to voicemail. This is Blake Wallace calling with Wallace Realty Group. Give me a call because I understand you've been trying to sell your property on Montana Avenue West here in St. Paul. I wanted to know if you were open to interviewing another agent at this time. If that's something that you want to do, give me a call back, 612-643-9379. Thank you. Got another number on here. I'm going to try. Hi, Boye. This is Blake with Wallace Realty Group. Wanted to give you a quick call about your property on Montana Avenue West. I understand you've been trying to sell that property, and I was curious if you would be open to interviewing another agent at this time. If that's something that you want, give me a call back at 612-643-9379. Again, that's 612-643-9379. Thank you. That is it. 7 dials. Um, Probably, I mean, 7 dials, 5 voicemails, and 2 contacts. One was a not interested, so that's going to be a cold lead for me. The other one was a warm lead for me, in which the lady is going to see. I heard her husband in the background. He was yelling to her like, "Hey, does he want to go see it? Let him know." And it seems like they really need to sell. And if it's something that I can help them with, I'd be happy to. Otherwise, if they have a stronger relationship with their current agent, however, I don't see how that would work. She said she hadn't really heard much from them at all um, when she was on the phone, so she didn't even know that it expired or anything like that. So, with that being said, I can give them a call back later this afternoon, or they'll reach back out to me. But either way, they're going to get a call from me again on Friday, see if anything changed. And she got my number, clarified it twice, and she understands that I own and operate my own real estate company, which comes across well for some people. Some people they feel like, I don't know, maybe they feel like it's too small. Not sure. But anyway, I would say that was a successful session. Um, as I'm going forward through this, I appreciate you guys. If you leave your comments down below, like my channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever it is that you do to support a channel that you like, I would love for you to do that. You can always post your questions down in the comments and hit me up. I'd be happy to answer those. So here we go. Like I said, a day in the life just is what it is. Make the calls, make the connections, figure out if there's somebody out there that you can help. The number one question you should be sitting down whenever you sit down and make your calls and do any prospecting is who can I help today? And that's the bottom line, right? So that's what I did. I found somebody that I might be able to help. Now I'm going to move on to servicing the listings that I already have. All right. Appreciate y'all for watching.